Hello, everybody. Sitting in the fish room Sunday, relaxing because I did all my water changes yesterday. Breeder tanks are working pretty well with their new wallpaper, let's call it. They were all out, but they're extremely hard to see now because they've darkened up to match their environment. But as you can see, they are going straight into the bowls. Yesterday, when I decided to do this, the whole painting all three sides thing, I painted the bottoms too. I don't know if that was kind of pointless, but either way, I took the breeders out and I put them in the holding tanks up above them, painted the sides. Then when I was done painting, I brought the tank back over. I put, uh, I took 50% of the water out and I put it in the drain. The other 50% I left in those jugs. So it was and I didn't clean any of the walls or anything when I took the tanks down. So hopefully the whole little ecosystem was still intact. And I filled them back up. I put the spawning mops and rocks back in the bowls. I I also cut the spawning mops down about an inch just to keep more of the uh, plant matter in the bowl instead of over the sides. I'm hoping to catch more eggs that way. Um, I After filling it back up, putting the bowl in, I put the water lettuce back in, and then I added the shrimp back in, and then I added uh, a pipette of brine shrimp. I let all that mix in for about an hour, and then I put the fish back in. And as you can see, aside from my shaky hands, as always, they seem to be quite happy. I'm sitting quite far away, so none of them are bothered. You can kind of see these guys. They're the young ones, but yesterday when I put them back in, uh, and I moved on to draining these ones, I checked on these guys just to see how they were doing. These ones were out and about exploring, and these ones are actually in the bowl doing the nasty. So hopefully we'll actually have eggs over there. The babies are too small to show you from here. The February babies are doing very, very well. Not that you can see from here. Kind of. January babies. These guys both got 50% water changes. Um, I decided now that I'm taking the sponge filters out, I'm going to do 50% water changes on all of the whatever tank I'm actually doing a water change on that day. These are 10-gallon tanks. Those are 2.5-gallon jugs. So one of those is 25%, two is 50%, almost exact. So since the filter system's not there, I'm going to up my part to make up for it. And we're going to see if it works better, worse, or the same. Again, I apologize for quality. Painting the black didn't seem to help my camera at all. But if it helps the fish, that's what's more important. I can't see anybody in that one. Oh, okay, let's see if they'll run from me while we do a walk around. Probably. But tank's looking pretty cool, except for the reflection of me more now. The fish all seem pretty happy. Out of focus as usual. These kids are doing very well. These kids are doing very well. These kids are doing very well. Ooh, the breeders are out. I didn't think they would come out with me this close. I think they like their new setup. Even these ones are out, which is rare. These kids are doing very well. I did see baby shrimp in this one. That's a younger one, but they were way up there. So the reds are breeding. There are only like 5 eggs in here. I did see a wall crawler somewhere, but there are fish in here. And these kids are doing well. And these breeders are doing well. They are very hard to see now in the black. The one with the floaty butt, I did give her a 30-minute salt bath when I took her out of there to put her back in here. I put everybody else in there, and then I put her in the little holding display canister with a teaspoon of salt for about a half hour, just to give her floaty parts a break. Oranges are doing very, very well. So I don't really know what to do with my arms and hands now, because it just shows me instead of them. I like the black background, but it is not helping with everything else. You can see the furnace, me, and the pillar, and everything else. Whatever. Look at all the red babies. Baby, 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 baby. Good job, guys. And they ate all of their food. So did the oranges. Good. I don't think the water lettuce is too happy with the shrimp, though. It doesn't like to be wet on top of the leaves, but they can't stop themselves or help themselves, whatever you want to say, from getting on it and just grazing. And as you can see, it's kind of slowly wilting away, but they love it. Mr. Rasbora up here is flourishing quite well. Flourishing quite well? Flourishing, not quite well. I don't think you can say those things together properly. But he's doing good. The snails are getting ridiculous. I stopped selling them because I don't know what places can and can't accept invasive snails, and I'm assuming these little things are pretty invasive. The no planaria doesn't kill them like it does other snails. And just there's no way of keeping up with them when you're squishing them because they're so small. They get to be everywhere. Hungry shrimps. These minnows just keep kicking. I'm surprised. Bumping up the brine shrimp to a full teaspoon now was definitely a good idea. It's needed to keep up with everything. As you can see, the emerald dwarfs are very excited with their new place. The boys are sparring. Chasing the gold lady away from the breeding. They're young. Give them time. I got a bunch more eggs. I think I told you guys that in the short or last video, whatever I did. But there are still no fish. I can't figure out what's going on. Unless because they're so young, they're just not forming properly. So maybe when they get a little older, their eggs will be more better. I can't find anything I'm doing wrong on my end. There's still a lot of life in here, as you can see on the walls. So the tank is healthy. I'm not sure. Sneak up on these ones. Oop, there was one sneaking up on us. That's funny. Here they come. The bubbles coming out of the brine shrimp are almost rhythmic. The stinky snails. As you can see, I cleaned them up quite well. I got all of the white fog off of the bottom. I'm assuming it's from the calcium shells. It has to be, because I never saw it before until we started putting these in. But one shell lasts a little more than a week for these guys. So hopefully it'll stop the white happening on their shells. And I gave them a new cucumber today. I tried something different today. Instead of letting it thaw right out of the freezer, I just microwaved it for like 20 seconds. And normally they don't touch it for a while, but they hopped right on it today. The yellows, I had the lights off just because I'm trying to control the green water, but as you can tell, the babies are all still doing very, very well. They are numerous. I can just keep going with it. I'm assuming both of the ladies just let go. This one might be buried again. Somebody ought to get the glass in this tank. I just don't want to because, like you can see with all the babies feeding on it, I don't want to take away a good half of their food. I guess they still have the back and the side walls, but I like seeing them up here. The boys in here always go for like really long swims. The blue tank down here, I found one of those little snails in here this morning. I knew they would manage their way in somehow, some way, but hopefully it was just one. They need 2 to breed. There's one of the blues. I mean, most things need 2 to breed, but I mean, it's not. They don't have males or females. They're all both. But as long as there's only one, they can't breed. Right there. Just a little baby blue. I'm so glad they like it in there. And I cleaned and scrubbed and razor bladed this tank. This was the Endley tank. It is now water testing. Hey, there's my legs. In the tank somehow, reflection. But so far so good. Let's see if it's leaking. This floor is a mess. It's going to be repainted someday. It's old, pitted, painted, dirty, scrubbed, methylene blue stained, but the walls are going to be painted and then the floor will be painted last. Anywho, but I don't see any drips on here. I'm testing it all before I paint it because I don't want to waste my paint. And the floor seems dry, so it appears to be doing well.